What up, dude bros? I'm Frank. This is a video review of the Nerf Icon series Spectre. This is a relaunch of the Nerf Spectre with the same attachments, which is a top prime spring blaster with a 5-round rotating cylinder. Let's get into the review. Included is the blaster, barrel, stock, icon darts, and the instructions. External overview of the Spectre. If you're familiar with the original Spectre, this is externally identical. But starting up at the front, this is the included barrel attachment. You can remove this just like any other in-strike barrel attachment. You can fit this onto a strife, and other attachments are compatible with this blaster. It's worth noting that the Spectre barrel attachment does not negatively impact your performance as much as some other barrel attachments, because the inner diameter here of the barrel is slightly wider than many other attachments on the market. So you can get those style points without negatively impacting your performance. But that's the barrel attachment. Up front, we have a standard in-strike barrel lug. Like I said, you can put on a different attachment if you'd like to. And behind that is an in-strike tactical rail right here. Below that is the cylinder. To pop the cylinder out, you strike the little orange button right here. Then you apply force, and it pops right out. Once you pop the cylinder out, it spins relatively freely, so you can front load your darts very simply. And this cylinder holds 5 Nerf Elite darts. After that's loaded up, you just pop it back in, you're ready to go. No in-strike tactical rail down here, even though they totally have the real estate for it. And up on the top is the priming handle. The Spectre, of course, is a spring-powered blaster to prime. You pull back and let go. The prime action is pretty smooth, and the strength required is in line with other Nerf Elite blasters on the market. This shoots harder than the original Spectre, so the prime weight is more in line with a modern Nerf gun, not as much an in-strike original. Now down to the trigger. The trigger pull is pretty standard. This blaster does not have slam fire. Now down to the grip. This is overall a pretty comfortable grip. It's very ergonomic and filleted. However, it is slightly on the smaller side. It'll be more welcoming to a younger hand. I'm a big person, I have a large hand, but I do not find this to be uncomfortable. The overall ergonomics are pretty solid on this blaster. Wouldn't be the best on a much heavier, larger blaster, but on a blaster of this size it works pretty well. And at the bottom of the grip we have a sling or a lanyard mount down here. Moving back, we have a stock attachment point on the Spectre, which is here, to which you can attach other in-strike stocks if you'd like to, but this folding stock is included. It attaches like any other in-strike stock like that. But this is a folding stock, so when you pull it out a little bit, it'll swing all the way around, then you can lock it into the closed position up here. You can still fire and use the blaster when the stock is folded, which is pretty cool. However, the stock design is the same as the original Spectre. If you've ever used a Spectre stock, you've probably only used it once, because after you use it once, you just never want to use it again. It's very, very flimsy. If you apply any pressure to the back, it just warps and wobbles a lot. Honestly, it's better to have no stock than a wobbly stock like this. And I'm not talking about like applying ridiculous amounts of force. Just the prime weight is enough to flex the thing. But if you really want to stabilize your shots when you're shooting around corners, this is the stock for you. But if you want to shoot in a straight line, it's annoying. So super flimsy, just like the original Spectre stock, but it is super tactical to have a folding stock like that. That's pretty cool. And the Spectre is not a battle-effective blaster at all, so you're pretty much just going for tactics if you make a purchase like this. So that's an external overview of the Icon series Spectre. Let's see it fire. Shooting standard blue Nerf Elite darts. Operating the Icon series Spectre went just as expected. Mechanically, operationally, it's very similar to the original Spectre. However, this one shoots a little harder than the original. But nothing else to note with the firing. I did not experience any jams and malfunctions with this blaster. To compare this to others, I put it up on my chronograph and achieved an average velocity of 64 feet per second firing Nerf Elite darts, which is a hair under that 70 FPS par that we can expect out of most Nerf Elite blasters on the market, but it shoots significantly harder than the original Spectre. It's nice to see that Nerf upgraded the spring internally so it shoots just as hard as other blasters on the market. I mean, it is a little bit soft, but it's way harder than the original Spectre. So that's the objective information I can provide on this blaster. Now to my personal opinion. Overall, the product operates as advertised. I did not experience jams and malfunctions, and it has moderate firing performance. So part of me is happy that Hasbro put this back out on the market if anybody just wants a little dose of nostalgia. But remember, nostalgia is not what it used to be. This doesn't perform extremely well. It's a 5-shot blaster that's obviously trying to be a primary. In today's Nerf, that's just unacceptable. This is not a competitive blaster at all. Even as a pistol, if you want to take off the attachments, it's still an underperformer. The Strong Arm, Disruptor, Quadrot, or Hammer Shot would, in my opinion, be a much better option if you're looking for a pistol. So to buy or not to buy? I can't state any objective reason not to purchase the blaster because it does do as advertised. However, unless you're after a very particular flavor of nostalgia, which would include this, I can't recommend any modern Nerfers purchase this blaster. A 5-shot primary just doesn't cut it nowadays, so unless you really want it for the nostalgia, I don't really recommend anybody else purchase this blaster. But hopefully I've laid out all the information for you to make an educated purchase decision on your own. If you'd like to buy one of these, I'll put a purchase link in the description box below. That concludes this video review. Thanks so much for watching, bros, and as always, stay tactical.